What you can get away with women if you are hot and or rich. I think it was about a year or so ago, Cuba Gooding Jr. was caught up, girls saying he groped her, and there was videos of it. I don't know if it was a few different girls or one different girl, but there was definitely one video of Cuba Gooding Jr. groping a female at a club or whatever. And he's obviously a little tipsy, and the way he did it, you know, watching him, it's like that's just what he does, you know? And it's nothing personal against Cuba Gooding Jr. It's just, and maybe he started out as a good dude. Maybe he, you know, was corrupted by his fame. But it's interesting what men can get away with women if they're super hot, or just hot. I mean, it's super hot, but just hot, and or rich. You know, look at Charlie Sheen. And there's something to be said about fame and how fame can corrupt, right? Fame can easily corrupt because when you're famous, you kind of walk around doing whatever you want because people treat you like you're a god or a goddess. And this is why it's so common for famous people to abuse other people. You know, Ellen DeGeneres just got caught up, Chris D'Elia got caught up, Louis C.K. got caught up. The list goes on and on and on and on. Maybe these people were messed up before they became famous. That's arguable. But it's easy to surmise that when you're famous, you get away with shit. Look at what Donald Trump said, and they still elected him president. He admitted to sexually assaulting women, using his fame as a free grab card to grab women literally by their private parts. He said it right there in the van. He walks up and just grabs them by their private parts, and they let him do it. And he admits it himself. When you're famous, you can do whatever the hell you want, right? So I'm not coming at this from an angle of attacking fame, per se. I'm just letting you guys know what women will let you do. This is what women will let you do. I saw this video. You know, as a guy, as a single man, I'm interested in pickup. I'm interested in, you know, I'm not fully MGTOW. I'm a red pill guy. I'm not fully MGTOW. I haven't fully walked away from women. I still like sex. I like pussy. Sorry to say. And unfortunately, for better or for worse, I wish I was asexual. I mean, I don't want to be I don't want to be homosexual, but I wish I was asexual because then I wouldn't have a sex drive. Because, you know, you got a dick and your dick's like, hey, I'm horny, right? All the time, every day, right? So, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. I watch pickup videos, right? I was watching this video, and so many pickup videos too, you know, is a good example of women letting certain men, high quality men, good looking men, right? The upper echelon, top 10% of guys, they will let them do stuff. You can walk up, if you got high value and you got high energy and you got confidence and you got success oozing, you know, out of your pores, you can sometimes, I'm not saying every time, and don't take me at my word, don't do this, but you can just walk up and start kissing a girl, and this is okay. Women are weird. Women are like this. This is why oftentimes women will just have sex with you on the spot after meeting them. This has happened to me several times. I met a girl on a date. There was chemistry. There was sexual attraction, and we were banging within a half hour. It's happened many times. And many men out there who've had success with women sexually know this, right? They know that women are very, very sexual, if not more sexual than men. It's a lie that women are not sexual. It's a lie that women, you know, that's how I thought it was. When I was growing up, I was kind of an ugly duckling growing up, you know, a little bit overweight. My haircut was kind of dumb, kind of nerdy, right? And I got friend zoned a lot, even though I had girlfriends. I actually did have a lot of girlfriends growing up. I've always had girlfriends. So girls do like me, but the type of girls that, not always the type of girls that I wanted. The hottest girls, I could really never get the hottest girls. Occasionally I would get one or two. It depended on my social status, right? So I know what it's like when a girl's like, no, I'm not like that. And they'll tell betas that. They'll tell guys who aren't hot that, beta or not. They'll tell the guy who they don't want to sleep with, they'll tell them, I'm not like that. I don't sleep around on the first date. They'll lie right to your face. No, they do. They do. It's just for the right guy, right? So you got to understand female nature. They want everybody to think that they don't mess around. And this is why there's that saying that, do women even poop, right? Because women literally walk around like their shit doesn't stink. Women literally walk around and have this attitude like, I'm a woman, I'm so special, I'm in this special class. And this is part of gynocentrism. This is part of that, what I call the princess syndrome, where she thinks she's so special that she's literally a princess. And why? Because she's pretty. It has nothing to do with her character, has nothing to do with her intelligence, has nothing to do with her personality, has everything to do with just the fact that she's pretty, she's good looking. And if you're good looking and you're a female, you kind of do get away with a lot of things. I've said this in many videos. If you are good looking and you're a female, you are treated like a celebrity by men. Men will put you on a pedestal, unfortunately, and men have to stop that. And that's one of the biggest things I've advocated for in all my videos, is that men would take the pussy off the pedestal and stop worshiping women, because that does nothing for men as a whole. That only hurts us. Anyway, long tangent, but I was watching this pickup video, and it's by a kid named Austin Summers. Now, I watch a lot of different pickup videos. I watch a lot of different red pill videos, right? I'm out there on YouTube checking things out, so I know a little bit, right? So Austin Summers, and you can go watch this video. It's called 7-Minute Poll, and it's a great example of what women will let you get away with. Now, in this video, actually, you know what? Let me just show it to you. Let me just pull it up on my other phone, and let's see. So we're gonna watch him poll. So we're just gonna watch this real quick. It's about 3 minutes. So he pull. So he's in a wheelchair. I think it's not a gimmick. He's just literally in a wheelchair because I think he had something wrong with his foot or something. So he thinks, oh, I'll just, because he's a confident young guy, right? And he just thinks, well, I'm gonna go out in a wheelchair and pick up girls, and so he does. And so I'm gonna show you about 3 minutes here of an open and a pull. So he's in a wheelchair starting out.
Hi, I'm not really left-handed usually. Jesus, you have some massive hands. You play basketball?
So already he's touching her. Already. He grabs her hand. Now this is... Already he's touching her. And that's what they teach you in pickup. It's called Kino, K-I-N-O. They teach you to touch the girl if you feel comfortable, and touch her as soon as possible, so that it builds intimacy, and it breaks that barrier. So he first thing he does is he grabs her hand, and he didn't ask her to grab her hand. He just grabs her hand. And again, keep in mind, the angle that I'm coming at this from is what women will let you get away with if you're hot and you're rich. So he was grabbing her hand. Now he's got up and he's holding her wrist, and he just goes right in for the kiss. Doesn't ask her. He's kissing her cheek. Doesn't ask, just doing it.
I did it because it looks like it's real natural. If it looks like it's spontaneous. Exactly. It's bad because if it's like,
and she's fine with it.
Stage, people are like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean?
But watch this. Listen to what she says.
We just left because there was some serious harassment going on.
Oh, like
serious harassment.
No. Well, sort of.
Or just guys like groping people.
Exactly. Well, there was
Guys groping people.
I didn't tell you this, guys.
So he literally...
Safe zone.
I gave him a shove.
So he literally what he did could be considered groping, right? He well, maybe not. I would say groping would be like grabbing ass or something, but it's borderline. A feminist who would easily go bonkers over that. Now again, I'm not saying that what he's doing is I'm not criticizing what he's doing. She obviously let him do that, but there was no verbal consent. There was physical consent. She didn't pull away, and she wasn't like, "Oh, get away from me." But there was no verbal consent, and many a woman who is a feminist or many a woman who's sensitive would lose their shit over that. They would go crazy over that. So he first thing he does, he's in the wheelchair, grabs her hand. First thing he does, doesn't ask to grab her hand, just grabs her hand outright. Gets up, puts his arm around her waist. She doesn't pull away. She's okay with it, and then he starts kissing her cheek. Again, this is what women will let you get away with if you have high sexual market value. If you're a confident man, if you physically and your energy shows you to her to be a high value, top quality man, this is what she'll let you get away with.
And I was like, you didn't ask me first, and I gave him.
You hear what she just said? I was like, you didn't ask me first. And he literally didn't ask her first. Now, there could be some sub-communication hinting going on there where they're trying to say, hey, whoa, this is a little quick. You just grabbed her and now you're kissing her and you didn't ask. There could be some of that. Women kind of do operate on that way where they'll kind of tell you something without telling you directly, because women are very indirect. Women are very, they're not direct. Men are direct. Women are not direct. Unfortunately, and a lot of times that works against women in many cases, particularly relationships where they're not forthcoming and honest with how they feel. They'll try to hint, why doesn't he understand me? Why doesn't he feel? Because you're not communicating, lady, because you're not telling him how you feel. So there could be some sub-communication here. Or there's two ways to look at it. What she just said. Oh, he groped me and he didn't ask me. And he literally, Austin Summers literally just did that to this girl. So it could be sub-communication where the girl's like, whoa, what are you doing? You know, I'm just hinting. It's okay. I kind of like it, but I'm still kind of letting you know, hey, I just met you. I have boundaries and it was a good open. You can go watch this video, 7-minute poll. He opened them, and it was he did a good job as far as pickup goes. But again, if you're looking at it from a feminist standpoint, or a woman who says, wait a minute, I need to give consent for this. This is basically sexual assault. Sorry to say. And this is why some people rumor that a lot of these pickup artists, particularly, RSD and a couple other ones. There was a guy in England who actually went to jail for grabbing girls. And because there was some people in RSD, right? You can study real social dynamics, who were teaching their students, their pickup students, to just go up and start touching the girl right away. Keno, right? I've worked Keno before, but I did it later on in a date. And I've done it later on in dates. Okay, I've done it a few times. It can help your game, it can work, but you got to do it later on in dates. You can touch, but it has to be within the flow of the date, meaning, and it has to be in a spot on her that's not sexual. Like you could touch her arm, maybe go in for a hug, and if she's receptive, right, you can touch, but it's got to be later in the day. This is really quick. It's quick, and so because it's so quick, they might be saying something. However, like I said, there's two ways to look at it. You can look at it like that, or you can look at it like they're saying, well, that other guy, and maybe there was another guy who groped her. So they're saying that other guy groped me. He didn't do it right. He was drunk and sloppy, and he was uncalibrated. You can Google what calibration means in pickup terms. He was uncalibrated, meaning he was not, privy. He was not privy to the social cues and the social scenario, and he was out of pocket as far as social interaction goes. That's what uncalibrated means. Well, our friend Austin Summers here is his own calibration, and because he's confident, he's able to do these things. Now, if you have confidence, it can make up for your lack of money. But you have to have looks. If you have confidence and you're decent looking, it can go a long way with girls, right? If you're ugly and you have confidence and you don't have money, it's hard. It's a lot harder. If you're ugly and you have money, you don't have to have confidence. If you have money, money trumps everything with girls, right? But, you still got to have a little bit of game, because they will walk all over you and not respect you. But anyway, let's go on with our friend Austin.
A shove, and I gave him a shove 3 times.
Can I touch you?
You already touched.
Yeah, The most.
Yeah, no, that's
You know why?
She's real tall.
She likes
This is
herself.
crazy, right? So he's just touching right, and they're letting him do it because he has high value. He's confident, making eye contact. He's a good-looking guy.
Her last name's like
He's in shape.
But I know her.
He's gaming her. He's gaming him.
Your dad's probably a fucking Viking.
6'5".
He had. I can see that. He has like a tomahawk. He just throws
Why are
it
you
at
in the
people's skulls.
wheelchair?
Because my foot hurt.
Because it picks up chicks. Does it though? You got up pretty quick.
This actually does. Because watch, sit down real quick, just right here. It's the seat of love. Yeah.
So he grabbed her waist right there. Now he's sitting on her. So he's escalating physically. Now he's kissing her. He's all over her.
Whoa.
And she's like, whoa, whoa.
This way.
Or one of them's like, whoa, whoa.
Are you right? I'm
Seat of love. Here, kiss before you.
Now they're making out. There you go. So that's that interaction. So that's just proof. Now, again, I'm not criticizing Austin Summers. His game is good. Insofar as, you know, the philosophy of game is concerned. I'm talking about female nature and what they will let you get away with. This is what they will let you get away with if you are high value and if you have money. Again, like we said with our friend, you know, Donald Trump, our president, right? He was able to grab women by the pussy. Now, he is not a good-looking man. Why was he able to do that and they would just let him? Because he's rich and he's famous and he has extremely high social status. So he can walk up to almost any woman he wants, likely. And he did, because he had many women come out of the woodwork saying he sexually assaulted them, he groped them. Okay, I think it was maybe a couple dozen, and all those accusations just were swept under the rug. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe I got to do some digging, because they were supposed to go to court, but they never went to court because he was already president. Now, this guy's got power. Okay, that's power. When you can make things like that disappear, that's power. And he was accused of, I think, peeing on girls in Russia. Stormy Daniels accused him of paying her for sex when he was already married to Melania. That just disappeared. Everybody forgets because he's famous, because he's got some kind of power, maybe power over the media, maybe whatever it is, and people try to worship him like he is some Christian leader, great man, when in reality he's a degenerate, right? So it doesn't matter if you're degenerate. It doesn't matter if you're an asshole, because he's an asshole. He's not a great guy. He doesn't have great game. He's just a jerk, but he has power. And why does he have power? Because he is famous and he has social status and he is rich. So he can get away with it. And this is female nature. This is what women will let you get away with if you are high value. If you are high value, whether intrinsically high confidence, good looking, physically high sexual market value, you have game, you are oozing with success, you are oozing with high energy, high value, they will let you get away with a lot. So I just wanted to make that video. I got to knock on the door, so I gotta go. But yeah, I just want to make this video. It's pretty clear and obvious. It's just female nature, man. That's just the way it is. It's just the way they're built. It's a weird thing. Now, I'm not saying this that you would hate women. I'm not saying this that you would be, you know, oh, darn female nature. I'm just telling you what it is. Like, take it for what it's worth. It's deceptive. Women are deceptive. They want to make you think they're these pure angels. They want to make you think that they don't do all that stuff. They want to lie about their leg count. They want to say all this stuff, when in reality the proof is in the pudding. This is what women do. And what a lot of women will say at this point is like, oh, well, that's just those women. That's just some women. That's just those. No, this is female nature, and it's on display. And now, again, this isn't all women. Not all women are going to be okay. You know, there's always those feminists. There's always going to be women that are like, okay, you can't just touch me. Like, that's going to happen. But this is... That is not uncommon, what we just saw with Austin Summers. That is not uncommon in many pickup videos. That is not uncommon at the clubs. That happens. Guys get physical. Guys jump right in, and women respond to that. Women, they work on a different plane. They work on an emotional plane. They work on a subcommunication, a physical subcommunication plane. And if you have the right prerequisites, such as good looks, you're tall, physicality, you dress well, you have high value, and you are you are I already said that, but you are you have high status or a lot of money, they will let you get away with things. Now, again, I'm not saying that to hate women. I'm just saying take that for what it's worth. Understand that this is female nature. This is how women operate. They don't operate on reason. They don't operate on morals. They don't operate on a code or ethics. Most of them don't. Some of them do. Most don't. They're more on a feeling basis, a physical basis, a subcommunication basis. And when they want a guy, it's usually because the guy is exhibiting high value, either, again, physically, his looks, status, or money, right? And there's all kinds of key exhibitors of those aspects. So take it for what it's worth. Just want to make this video as a little bit of an education tool for the red pill guys. Again, you could look at it in a positive light or a bad light. It just depends on how you look at it. If you're the guy like Austin Summers and you can jump right in and get kissed, it's great for you. You're probably going to pull and get a lot of sex. But on the other hand, if you're the guy who wants a relationship and you're like, damn, these girls just jump right into kisses and they don't even and you're the guy who she's saying, no, I want to wait, because she's putting you in that either relationship zone, which means she's probably not going to give you sex. She's going to make you wait for sex. She's going to beta-ize you, or she's putting you in the friend zone, which means you're never going to get sex, right? Because you didn't jump right in, or you didn't display that type of value. You got to understand, don't listen to what a woman tells you. Watch what she actually does. So a woman might tell you, I don't sleep around, I'm not like that, blah, blah, blah. But what she actually does is what we saw in that video. So I'm sure that girl friend-zoned a lot of guys or whatever. And she's out on the prowl and a guy just is in a wheelchair, of all things, and just starts grabbing her and jumps up and kisses her. And she's good with it. Why? Because he has high value, because he's good looking, because he's confident, because he has game. It is what it is. It is what it is. He didn't ask, but she physically kind of consented in the way, because she didn't pull away. But if she wanted to, she could use that video and say, hey, this guy sexually assaulted me. I wasn't okay with it. Even though it's obvious in the video she was okay with it, in today's day and age, she still could come around and say, hey, this guy did this, because a woman can go back on how she feels. If she feels bad about it the next day, she can say it's rape and the guy will go to jail. So this is the hypocrisy of the whole thing. And that's what I wanted to point out. All right. Appreciate you listening. It's been Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.